The question related to coordinate geometry. This is another tough question. It comes in section 2, the optional section of paper 2, the CSEC mathematics. Many students struggle with coordinate geometry. Fortunately, we've created a whole set of videos giving you step-by-step explanation of how to solve problems related to coordinate geometry. Now you need to know what is coordinate geometry, how to apply the principles of coordinate geometry, where to apply them, and when to apply them. Merely knowing what is coordinate geometry is not enough. It's not sufficient. You need to know how to use the principles, where to apply them, and when to apply them. You need to be able to solve problems related to coordinate geometry. You need first to understand the problem, devise a plan, carry out the plan, and look back to check and see if your work is correct, if your work makes sense, or if your answer makes sense. Now, what are the CSEC examiners testing when on questions related to coordinate geometry? You need to ask yourself questions. When you're studying coordinate geometry, you need to generate questions, write them down in your notebook. For example, ask yourself, what mnemonic device do you use to store information related to the topic? You want to be able to recall that information quickly and accurately come exam time. It's no use repeating formally to yourself. That's not the most effective way to learn. You need to use a mnemonic device. In other videos, I show you how to use your memory and how to use powerful mnemonic devices to boost your retention of things you learned. So the question to ask yourself is, remember there are two types of questions: lower order questions and higher order questions. Low order questions start with what is. For example, what is coordinate geometry? What is geometry? What is a coordinate? And so on. Do I know what coordinates are? You need to take out your notebook, write out what is a coordinate, or what are coordinates. What is an equation? What's a quadratic equation? Higher order knowledge questions. Then when you have a series of lower order questions, remember you can convert these headings and subheadings in your textbook into questions. When you write them down, the research shows that when you generate questions on your own, you boost retention by around 35 or to 40%. Isn't that great? So use questions, write out questions. How can one use graphs to solve a pair of simultaneous equations? How can you use graphs? You need to write out questions such as the one you see on your screen. Can I plot a graph given a set of coordinates? Can I plot a graph of a simple equation, a quadratic equation, and so on? Now, when you ask yourself those questions, it boosts your understanding of the topic and it enables you to anticipate questions that will come in exam time. Think about it. Just going through your textbook and highlighting sections in your textbook, or going over a problem over and over, repeatedly exposing yourself to the same problem, will not develop your skill at solving problems. You need to generate questions, low order questions and high order questions, to boost your retention by over 35%.